Hello, everyone, and a truly heartfelt welcome to the Best English Podcast, the place dedicated not just to mastering the English language, but to empowering you to build a richer, more connected life for yourself. One confident step at a time, day by day. I'm Sophia, your host, and I am absolutely overflowing with excitement to share something truly transformative with you today. For so many of you, the journey of learning English begins with a spark, a powerful dream of travel, career advancement, connecting with new people, or simply understanding your favorite movies without subtitles. That initial energy is incredible. It pushes you to start, to study, to practice. But then, weeks turn into months. Progress feels slow, and that initial fire, that passion, can sometimes begin to flicker, even fade. You might hit a plateau, feel overwhelmed, or simply question if all the effort is truly worth it. It's a completely natural part of any long-term learning endeavor, especially one as complex and rewarding as mastering a new language. You are not alone in feeling this way. This experience of losing motivation or feeling uninspired is incredibly common in language learning, and it's something I hear about from dedicated learners from every corner of the globe all the time. It can be disheartening, making your fluency goals seem like a distant mirage, a mountain too high to climb. But what if I told you that rediscovering that spark, reigniting your passion, and finding consistent inspiration is not only possible, but absolutely essential for your success? What if I told you that you already possess the innate capacity to transform self-doubt and struggle into sustained enthusiasm and consistent, measurable progress? That's precisely what this monumental episode is all about. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of English learning motivation and inspiration. We're going to systematically explore not just why we sometimes lose that initial drive, but how to consistently refuel it, how to cultivate a mindset that thrives on challenges, and how to build habits that make learning English a source of daily joy and consistent growth. This isn't just theory, it's packed with practical, actionable strategies, backed by insights into human psychology, designed to help you rekindle your passion and keep that English learning flame burning bright for the entire journey. So, wherever you are listening from, whether you're commuting, working out, relaxing at home, or simply taking a moment for personal growth, I invite you to get comfortable. Perhaps grab a notebook to jot down some insights, and let's embark on this truly remarkable and empowering journey together. Your path to becoming the ignited learner begins right now. Part 1. Reconnecting with your why. The Unshakable Foundation. Every great journey begins with a purpose, a reason for setting out. Learning English is no different. Think about the countless times you've seen someone start something with immense enthusiasm, only to abandon it weeks or months later. Often, the missing ingredient isn't ability or even time. It's a lack of a deeply rooted, compelling why. One of the primary reasons people lose motivation in their English learning journey is that they gradually forget or lose sight of their initial powerful why. The daily grind of grappling with complex grammar rules, memorizing endless vocabulary lists, or struggling with pronunciation can easily obscure the beautiful, overarching bigger picture. This intense focus on the immediate difficulties rather than the inspiring long-term rewards often leads to overwhelm, frustration, and ultimately, a disheartening sense of futility. It's all too easy to get bogged down in the how of learning and completely lose touch with the vital, sustaining why. But it's your why that serves as your fundamental source of fuel, your wellspring of resilience, and the unwavering direction that guides you forward, especially when the path gets steep, when progress seems invisible, and when self-doubt whispers in your ear. This section is dedicated to excavating that powerful purpose, making it clear, vivid, and utterly undeniable. Tip 1. Define your deep personal why. This goes far beyond a simple, superficial reason like, I need English for my job, or my parents told me to learn it. While practical, external reasons, what we call extrinsic motivations, are certainly valid and can get you started, they often lack the profound emotional depth and personal resonance required to sustain you through the inevitable plateaus, setbacks, and moments of sheer exhaustion. To truly build lasting motivation, we need to dig deeper to uncover the core desire, the intrinsic drive that truly ignites your soul and keeps you committed when the novelty wears off. Understanding intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation, this comes from outside yourself. Examples include getting a better job, passing an exam, impressing others, or fulfilling a requirement. These are powerful initial drivers, but they can feel like obligations and might not sustain you when the going gets tough. If the external reward disappears or seems too far away, motivation can plummet. Intrinsic motivation. This comes from within. It's about personal satisfaction, enjoyment of the process, a desire for growth, curiosity, or a sense of accomplishment. When you're intrinsically motivated, the act of learning itself is the reward. This type of motivation is far more sustainable, resilient, and leads to deeper engagement and better retention. Our goal here is to connect your English learning to your deepest intrinsic motivations. Techniques to uncover your deep. Why? The 5 whys. Technique. This is a simple yet incredibly powerful root cause analysis method. Start with your initial, surface-level reason. Then repeatedly ask, why, to uncover the underlying motivation. Initial reason. I want to learn English to get a better job. Why? First, why? Why do I want a better job? So I can earn more money. Why? Second, why? Why do I want to earn more money? So I can buy a house and have financial security. Why? Third, why? Why do I want financial security and a house? So I can create a stable, comfortable, and beautiful life for my family. Why? Fourth, why? Why is creating a stable, comfortable life for my family important to me? Because their well-being and happiness are my top priority, and I want to provide them with opportunities I never had. Why? Fifth, why? Why is providing opportunities for my family your top priority? Because it aligns with my deepest personal values of responsibility, love, and leaving a lasting legacy. This final answer, that deep, core value related to family, love, or legacy, is your truly powerful emotional why. It's something that resonates far beyond a simple job title. Future self-visualization. This technique leverages the power of your imagination and emotional connection to your future. The practice. Close your eyes for a few moments. Take a few deep breaths. Now, vividly imagine yourself, 5 years from now, completely fluent and confident in English. Don't just think about it, feel it. What does that version of you look like? What are you doing with your English skills? Are you traveling the world? Effortlessly engaging with new cultures, ordering food, asking for directions, making genuine connections with locals in bustling markets or serene mountain villages, experiencing life authentically, far beyond the typical tourist path, leading international meetings with poise and conviction, presenting complex ideas to a diverse global audience, collaborating seamlessly with international teams, and truly making your mark in your professional field. Diving deep into the world of English literature, reading classic novels, contemporary fiction, or philosophical texts that deeply move you, experiencing the original voice of the author without mediation, connecting effortlessly with new friends from different countries, laughing at shared jokes, discussing profound ideas, or simply building deeper, more meaningful relationships that transcend previous language barriers. Understanding every intricate lyric of your favorite international songs, or delving into the depths of movies and TV shows without relying on distracting subtitles, truly grasping every nuance, cultural reference, and comedic timing. Most importantly, how do you feel in this future scenario? Feel the confidence, the joy, the freedom, the sense of accomplishment, the power. The emotions evoked by this vivid visualization are key to identifying and reinforcing your deepest why. These feelings are powerful motivators. The letter to my future self. This is a tangible way to solidify your commitment. The practice. Write a heartfelt letter to the version of yourself who is already fluent in English. In this letter, describe your current struggles and aspirations, and then articulate why you are putting in the effort now. Detail the specific things you hope to achieve with English, the new experiences you anticipate, and the profound emotions you expect to feel. The power. Seal the letter and set a date to open it, e.g., 6 months, 1 year. When you eventually read it, especially during moments of demotivation, it serves as a powerful reminder of your original passion and commitment. It's a message of hope and foresight from your past self to your present self. Your why is your North Star. Perhaps it's to immerse yourself fully in global travel, communicating authentically with locals in bustling markets or serene villages, experiencing cultures beyond the typical tourist path. It might be to finally understand the intricate lyrics of your favorite international songs, or to delve into the depths of movies and TV shows without relying on distracting subtitles, truly grasping every nuance and comedic timing. It could be to unlock exhilarating career opportunities in a dynamic global company, confidently leading presentations or collaborating seamlessly with international teams. For some, it's about building deeper, more meaningful friendships with people from diverse backgrounds, transcending language barriers, and forming bonds that enrich their lives. And for many, it's a profound personal growth journey, the sheer intellectual challenge of mastering something new, expanding their cognitive horizons, and proving to themselves their own boundless capacity for learning. Whatever your why is, it needs to be vivid, emotionally resonant, deeply personal, and consistently accessible. It's the silent promise you make to yourself, the inner force that compels you forward when external motivation wanes, when the vocabulary seems endless, or when your accent feels stubbornly resistant to change. It is your enduring source of purpose. Actionable steps, dedicated reflection and writing. Set aside a quiet, uninterrupted 15 to 20 minutes. Grab a notebook or open a new document. Engage in the 5 whys technique for your primary reason for learning English. Then, write a detailed description of your future fluent self, focusing on the activities and emotions. Consider writing a short letter to my future self. Select and visualize daily. Choose 1 or 2 of your most powerful, emotionally resonant why statements. Every morning, spend 2 minutes visualizing yourself achieving this why with English. Feel the associated emotions deeply. Strategic placement. Write these core why statements on sticky notes, index cards, or create a digital image. Place them where you will see them every single day without fail. This could be on your bathroom mirror, as your phone or computer wallpaper, on the first page of your English study notebook, above your workspace. This constant visual reminder will serve as your powerful, emotional anchor when challenges arise, gently pulling you back to your purpose. Regular verbalization. Periodically, speak your why aloud to yourself. Hearing your own voice articulate this profound purpose can reinforce its power and commitment. Try saying, "I am learning English so I can," and complete the sentence with your deepest, most inspiring motivation. Do this when you start a study session or when you feel your energy dipping. Tip 2. Break down goals into manageable, celebratable steps. The journey to fluency is, without exaggeration, a marathon, not a sprint. If your only visible goal is to be fluent, it's akin to setting out on a trek across a vast, unmarked desert, with no visible landmarks, no water stops, and no indication of how far you've truly traveled. You're almost guaranteed to feel perpetually far from your destination, leading to a rapid and crushing decline in motivation. The sheer enormity of fluency can be incredibly daunting, paralyzing progress before it even truly begins. To combat this, we need to create a detailed, step-by-step roadmap with clear, attainable milestones that provide a consistent, reinforcing sense of accomplishment. This is where the transformative power of SMART goals becomes indispensable. SMART is an acronym for S, specific. Your goal must be precise and well-defined, instead of, "I want to improve my speaking," which is vague. A specific goal would be, "I will confidently participate in a 5-minute conversation about my daily routine with my language exchange partner." M. Measurable. You need a way to track your progress and know when you've achieved the goal. How will you quantify success? 5 minutes is measurable. For vocabulary, 10 new words. For listening, understand 80% of a news clip. A. Achievable or attainable. Is the goal realistic given your current level, time commitment, and resources? Setting impossible goals only leads to frustration. Don't aim for fluent in a month if you're a beginner. Aim for consistent, incremental progress. R. Relevant. Does the goal align with your overall why and your long-term English learning objectives? Make sure it's meaningful and contributes directly to your bigger vision. T. Time-bound. Every goal needs a deadline. When will you achieve this by? A specific date or a defined time frame, e.g., by next Friday. Within 2 weeks. By the end of this month. Creates a sense of urgency and helps you plan. Examples of SMART goals. Across different skills, refined and expanded, for speaking. Instead of, "I want to improve my speaking." Try, "I will confidently ask and answer 5 common travel-related questions, e.g., where is the train station? Rao. How much does this cost? In English with a language partner by the end of next week. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to travel, why? Time-bound. More advanced. I will participate in a 20-minute discussion on a current events topic with my English conversation group, expressing my opinion on at least 2 different points, once this month. For listening, instead of, I want to understand movies, try. I will watch a 10-minute segment of my favorite English sitcom, e.g., Friends, with English subtitles. Then summarize the main plot points in my own words, verbally or written, without looking at the transcript again, 2 times this week. More advanced. I will listen to a 5-minute TED Talk related to my professional field. Identify 3 key arguments made by the speaker, and explain them to a friend in English by Saturday. For vocabulary, instead of, I need more words, try. I will learn and actively use 15 new words related to my profession, e.g., negotiate, deadline, client acquisition, in 2 different original sentences each, spoken or written, by the end of this month. More advanced, I will identify 5 new idiomatic expressions from an English novel I'm reading, look up their meanings, and try to use each one in a natural conversation 3 times this month. For grammar, instead of, I'll learn all English grammar, try. I will correctly use the present perfect tense in 3 original spoken sentences during my next conversation practice session this Wednesday. More advanced, I will complete all exercises on conditional sentences, type 2 and 3, in my grammar textbook, scoring at least 80% accuracy by Sunday evening. For reading, instead of, I'll read an English book, try. I will read 2 short articles, approximately 500 words each, on a topic I enjoy, e.g., technology reviews or historical facts, highlighting 5 new vocabulary words per article by Wednesday. More advanced, I will read 1 chapter of a contemporary English novel. Identify 3 new sentence structures I find interesting, and rewrite a paragraph using those structures in my own words by the weekend. Breaking down these larger, intimidating goals into smaller, bite-sized, and most importantly, measurable tasks makes them feel incredibly achievable. Each small victory becomes a stepping stone, building tangible momentum and providing concrete, undeniable evidence of your consistent progress. This constant feedback loop is a powerful antidote to demotivation. The art of celebration, fueling your progress with dopamine. And here's the crucial, often overlooked, and scientifically supported part: the art of celebration. When you achieve even a small milestone, don't just immediately move on to the next one. Take a genuine moment to acknowledge and celebrate your success. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about positive reinforcement. Why celebrate? Scientifically, when you achieve a goal and celebrate it, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This creates a powerful positive feedback loop. Your brain begins to associate the effort of learning English with feelings of pleasure, making you more likely to repeat the desired behavior. It transforms obligation into anticipation. Celebration also validates your effort, boosts your self-esteem, and provides a much-needed psychological boost, especially during challenging periods. It's a way of telling your brain, "Hey, this hard work feels good." How to celebrate effectively. Your celebrations should be proportional to the achievement and genuinely enjoyable for you. Small, immediate rewards. Did you learn 10 new words? treat yourself to your favorite snack, listen to a song you love, watch a short, fun YouTube video, or spend 10 minutes on a quick, enjoyable hobby. Verbal affirmation. Don't underestimate the power of positive self-talk. Say, "Great job," or "I'm proud of my effort" to yourself. Acknowledge the specific effort and achievement. Share your wins. Tell a supportive friend, family member, your language partner, or even post in an online English learning community about your achievement. Sharing your success can amplify the positive feelings and provide external validation. Visual tracking. Use a habit tracker app, a wall calendar with colorful stickers, or a dedicated journal to physically mark off your completed goals. Seeing a growing chain of completed tasks or filled squares is incredibly motivating and provides a tangible representation of your consistency. Experiences. For slightly larger milestones, perhaps a relaxing walk, a movie night, or a special meal. Common pitfalls to avoid. Setting too many goals. Overwhelm is a motivation killer. Focus on a few key SMART goals at a time. Vague goals. If you can't measure it, you can't celebrate it effectively. Be specific. Not celebrating. Skipping celebrations means missing out on crucial positive reinforcement for your brain. Comparing yourself to others. Everyone's journey is unique. Focus on your own progress, not someone else's. Actionable steps. Map out your next month's SMART goals. Clearly define 3 to 5 specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals for your English learning over the next 4 weeks. E.g., 1 speaking, 1 listening, 1 vocabulary, 1 grammar, 1 reading. Break them into weekly daily mini-goals. For each monthly goal, identify 2 to 3 smaller, actionable steps you can take each week. Pre-plan your celebrations. For each weekly mini-goal, decide on a specific, enjoyable, and proportional reward you will give yourself upon successful completion. Write it down next to the goal. Implement a visual progress tracker. Choose a method, digital app, physical calendar, notebook chart, and consistently mark off your completed daily, weekly tasks. Make it visually appealing if possible. Monthly review and adjustment. At the end of each month, dedicate 15 to 20 minutes to review your progress against your SMART goals. Celebrate your overall monthly achievements. Reflect. What worked? What didn't? Why? Adjust your goals and strategies for the next month based on your insights. This continuous feedback loop ensures you're always learning and optimizing your approach. Part 2. Cultivating daily inspiration and joy. The consistent fuel. Motivation isn't always about grand, epic moments or huge breakthroughs. More often, it's a steady flame, built from consistent, small joys and positive experiences woven seamlessly into your everyday life. If learning English feels like a rigid obligation, a burdensome task you must carry, you simply won't stick with it for the long haul. The human spirit naturally gravitates towards pleasure and engagement. The key here is to transform perceived obligation into genuine opportunity, and strenuous effort into satisfying enjoyment. When English becomes a source of delight, you'll naturally seek it out, sustaining your progress without needing immense willpower. Tip 3. Make it enjoyable. Revisit and expand on the core principle. This principle is so fundamental to long-term language acquisition that we dedicated step 1 of our 5 steps to improve your English listening series to it. But its immense importance for holistic motivation cannot be overstated, and we need to expand on how this applies across all English skills, not just listening. If your learning activities feel like tedious homework, like something you have to do rather than something you want to do, you'll quickly burn out, your mental energy will deplete, and your progress will grind to a halt. The human brain craves novelty, engagement, and genuine interest. Feed it what it enjoys, and it will naturally absorb, retain, and thrive. Beyond listening. Finding joy in all English skills. To truly make English learning a sustainable and enjoyable habit, you need to diversify your activities across all 4 core skills. For reading, beyond textbooks. Fiction. That grips you. Dive into young adult novels if you're a beginner. They often use simpler language but tell compelling stories. Explore genres you genuinely love. Fantasy, science fiction, romance, thrillers, historical fiction by English authors. Don't be afraid to start with simplified readers or parallel texts, where English is on one page and your native language on the facing page. The goal is to get lost in the story, not to analyze every single word. Nonfiction for your passions. Read articles, blogs, or online news about your specific hobbies, e.g., gardening, gaming, fashion, history, technology, current events, or your professional field. Follow English-speaking influencers, thought leaders, or experts on social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, specialized forums, and engage with their posts and articles. This is a fantastic way to acquire specialized vocabulary relevant to your life. Visual aids. Explore English magazines, comic books, graphic novels, or even children's picture books. Visuals provide immense context and make comprehension much easier and more enjoyable. Fan fiction talk forums. If you're a fan of a particular book series, movie franchise, or video game, seek out English fan fiction or online discussion forums. The strong interest in the topic will drive your comprehension. For speaking, beyond drills, role-playing and scenario practice. Use simplified scripts from movies or create your own real-life scenarios, e.g., ordering food, asking for directions, making a complaint, with a language partner or even just by yourself. This makes practice feel more like play. Debate clubs and discussion groups. Join online or local groups that discuss topics you're genuinely passionate about. This forces you to articulate your opinions and listen actively to others. Storytelling practice. Practice telling short stories about your day, a funny incident, or a past experience in English. Recording yourself and listening back can be incredibly insightful for progress. Singing. Learn the lyrics to your favorite English songs and sing along. It's an incredibly fun and effective way to improve your rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation, often without even realizing you're practicing. Talk to the mirror, or just yourself. Describe things around you, narrate your actions, or simply voice your thoughts in English. This low-pressure practice builds confidence and fluency. For writing, beyond essays, personal journaling. Keep a daily English journal where you write about your thoughts, feelings, daily experiences, or dreams. This is a private, low-stakes way to express yourself. Creative writing. Unleash your inner writer. Try writing short stories, poems, song lyrics, or even scripts in English. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on expressing yourself creatively. Online community engagement. Actively participate in English forums, comment sections on blogs or YouTube videos, or social media discussions related to your interests. This provides a real audience and often immediate feedback. Pen pals jar email exchange. Find a pen pal, online or offline, who is learning your native language or another English learner. Exchange emails or messages about your lives and cultures. Blogging, vlogging. Start a simple blog or a short video diary, vlog in English about a topic you're passionate about. For grammar and vocabulary, beyond drills. For grammar and vocabulary, beyond drills. Gamified apps. Utilize apps and online platforms that incorporate game-like elements, points, levels, streaks, leaderboards, to make grammar and vocabulary practice enjoyable. Duolingo, Memrise, and Anki are popular examples. Contextualized learning. Instead of isolated grammar rules, try to learn grammar through the content you enjoy. As you watch a show or read a book, notice how specific grammar patterns are used naturally. This makes the rules more meaningful and memorable. Interactive quizzes and puzzles. Find websites or apps that turn grammar practice into engaging quizzes, puzzles, or fill-in-the-blank exercises. Vocabulary in context. Always learn new vocabulary within a full sentence or a phrase from authentic content, not just isolated words. This helps you understand its nuance and natural usage. Themed learning. A powerful strategy for deep engagement. One of the most powerful ways to make learning enjoyable across all skills is to adopt a themed learning approach. For grammar and vocabulary, beyond drills. Gamified apps. Utilize apps and online platforms that incorporate game-like elements, points, levels, streaks, leaderboards, to make grammar and vocabulary practice enjoyable. Duolingo, Memrise, and Anki are popular examples. Contextualized learning. Instead of isolated grammar rules, try to learn grammar through the content you enjoy. As you watch a show or read a book, notice how specific grammar patterns are used naturally. This makes the rules more meaningful and memorable. Interactive quizzes and puzzles. Find websites or apps that turn grammar practice into engaging quizzes, puzzles, or fill-in-the-blank exercises. Vocabulary in context. Always learn new vocabulary within a full sentence or a phrase from authentic content, not just isolated words. This helps you understand its nuance and natural usage. Themed learning. A powerful strategy for deep engagement. One of the most powerful ways to make learning enjoyable across all skills is to adopt a themed learning approach. How it works. Instead of jumping from topic to topic, choose one subject you're incredibly passionate about outside of English learning, e.g., ancient history, sustainable living, artificial intelligence, a specific sport, a particular artist. For a defined period, e.g., 2 weeks, a month, dedicate all your English input and output activities to that single theme. Examples: if you love space and astronomy, dedicate a month to listening to podcasts like Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson, watching documentaries on NASA or space exploration on Netflix, reading articles from NASA's website or science news sites in English, writing short summaries of what you learned, discussing cosmic theories with a language partner, learning specialized vocabulary like celestial, orbit, galaxy, nebula. If you're a huge fan of a specific musical artist or band, try to understand their English interviews on YouTube, read fan theories or news articles about them in English, learn the English lyrics of their songs and sing along, write a review of their new album in English, discuss their music with other fans in English forums. Why it works. This approach allows you to dive deep into a subject you already enjoy, naturally encountering relevant vocabulary and expressions multiple times across different contexts. It creates a cohesive learning experience that feels like exploration rather than study. Your pre-existing interest acts as a powerful scaffolding, making complex English content more comprehensible and the learning process feel effortless. Gamification. Making learning feel like play. Even if you're not using a specific language learning app, you can gamify your own learning process. Streaks. Challenge yourself to maintain a daily English practice streak, e.g., 30 days of English. Points system. Create a simple point system for different activities, e.g., 10 points for a speaking session, 5 for listening to a podcast, 3 for learning a new word. Level up. Define levels for yourself, e.g., beginner explorer to fluent conqueror, and assign criteria to reach each level. Challenges. Set specific, short-term challenges, e.g., watch 5 English movie trailers this week. Write 7 English sentences about my day. Actionable steps. Develop your joyful English activity. Menu. Take 20 minutes to brainstorm and list at least 3 to 5 enjoyable activities for each of the 4 core skills: reading, writing, listening, speaking, and for dedicated grammar vocabulary practice. Make this a living document you can update. Commit to daily joy, time. From your menu, commit to spending at least 30 to 45 minutes every single day engaging in one of these enjoyable activities. The specific activity can change daily based on your mood, but the commitment to enjoyable engagement should remain. Make this non-negotiable but flexible. Launch a themed learning project. Choose one topic you're passionate about. For the next 2 weeks, try to find all your English input, articles, videos, podcasts, discussion forums, and output, speaking practice, journaling, related to that single theme. See how this focused interest enhances your engagement and vocabulary acquisition. Implement a gamified element. Pick one gamification technique, e.g., a daily streak, a simple point system for activities, and track it for the next month. Observe how this adds a layer of fun and accountability. Tip 4. Embrace mistakes as learning opportunities. This is a critical turning point for many learners. Perhaps one of the most significant psychological shifts you can make. One of the biggest demotivators for English learners is the pervasive and often paralyzing fear of making mistakes, especially when speaking. This fear can lead to silence, hesitation, avoidance of speaking situations, and ultimately, a severe hindrance to progress. It's a deeply ingrained psychological barrier that must be consciously acknowledged and systematically overcome. The psychology of mistake fear. Our brains are wired for survival and social acceptance. Making mistakes, especially in public, can trigger feelings of embarrassment, inadequacy, or fear of judgment. In a language learning context, this translates to perfectionism, paralysis. The desire to speak perfectly leads to not speaking at all. Social anxiety, fear of sounding stupid or being corrected by others. Negative self-talk, internalizing mistakes as proof of inability. I'm bad at this. Shifting your mindset, mistakes as gold, not flaws. Mistakes are data. Instead of viewing a mistake as a failure or a reflection of your intelligence, see it as invaluable data. It's precise information that tells you exactly where you need to focus your learning. Every wrong word, every grammatical slip, every mispronounced sound is a clear signpost pointing to an area for targeted improvement. It's like a diagnostic tool for your learning. Mistakes are signs of effort and growth. If you're not making mistakes, it likely means you're not pushing your boundaries, not trying new things, or not actively experimenting with the language. Mistakes are concrete proof that you are trying, that you are actively engaging your brain in the complex process of acquisition, and that you are stepping outside your comfort zone. Celebrate the attempt. native speakers make mistakes too. This is a crucial realization. Even highly articulate native English speakers make grammatical errors, mispronounce words, stumble over phrases, or use awkward phrasing in everyday conversation. This is a natural, inherent part of human communication. The goal isn't machine-like perfection, it's effective, clear, and confident communication and continuous improvement. Focus on conveying your message, and rest assured that minor errors are part of the process. Practical techniques for proactively dealing with mistakes. The Error Journal. Improvement Log. This is a powerful, proactive strategy. How? Whenever you notice a recurring mistake, either in your own speech, writing, or something you misheard, misunderstood from native speakers, write it down. Then, immediately write the correct form or understanding next to it. Benefit. This moves the mistake from a vague source of shame to a concrete, actionable learning point. Review this journal regularly, perhaps once a week, to reinforce the correct patterns. Focus on learning from the mistake rather than dwelling on it. The mistake parade and moving on. If you're in a conversation and you realize you've made a mistake, acknowledge it quickly, e.g., and move on. Don't stop the flow of conversation to dwell on it. You can even playfully say, "Oops, I made a mistake there," or "My English is still learning." This lightens the mood, shows confidence, and keeps the communication flowing. Correct yourself, then continue. Prioritize communication. Over perfection, your primary goal in most conversational settings should be to get your message across clearly. Clarity and fluency are often more important than being grammatically flawless, especially at intermediate levels. As you gain confidence in communicating your ideas, accuracy will naturally follow with continued practice. Record yourself and self-critique kindly. This can be uncomfortable but is incredibly effective. How? Record your speaking practice, e.g., summarizing a podcast, answering a question about your day, doing a role play. Review. Listen back with a critical but kind ear. The goal isn't to pick apart every single flaw. Instead, identify one or two specific, actionable areas for improvement for your next practice session, e.g., "Okay, I keep mixing up said and told," or "I need to work on the th sound." This objective review is incredibly powerful for targeted improvement. Seek corrective feedback from the right sources. Not all corrections are helpful. If you have a trusted teacher, tutor, or language partner, explicitly ask for specific, constructive feedback on recurring errors. Emphasize that you want to be corrected in a supportive and gentle way. Focusing on patterns, not every single slip. Make it clear that feedback is welcome. Actionable steps. Identify your mistake. Fear trigger. For the next few days, pay close attention to your thoughts and feelings during your English learning. Identify one specific situation or type of mistake that consistently triggers negative, fixed mindset self-talk. Practice conscious reframing. The next time that trigger situation arises, consciously pause. Acknowledge the negative thought, then immediately and intentionally reframe it using growth mindset language. Write down both the fixed and growth mindset versions of the thought. E.g., fixed. "I'll never get this pronunciation right." Growth. "This pronunciation is challenging, but I'll practice diligently and improve over time." Start your improvement log. Instead of viewing it as a mistake log, create an improvement log. Each time you catch a mistake, either your own or someone else's you learned from, Write down the correct way to say when you use it. This shifts your focus from the error to the learning and improvement. Practice self-compassion. When you catch yourself making a mistake, acknowledge it, learn from it, and then be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that every fluent speaker was once a beginner making mistakes, and that your journey is a unique path of continuous growth. Practice positive affirmations like, "My effort is leading to progress," or "I am capable of learning from this." Tip 5. Find your community or study partner. Language learning, especially in the long run, often doesn't thrive in isolation. In fact, one of the most powerful boosters for motivation and sustained progress is connecting with others. The fundamental human need for connection, shared experience, and mutual support is incredibly strong. And leveraging this inherent drive in your English journey can truly make all the difference between feeling stuck and soaring forward. Learning with others transforms a solitary challenge into a shared adventure. Why a community or partner is a game changer for motivation, mutual support, and shared struggle. Knowing you're not alone in facing the frustrations and plateaus of language learning can be immensely comforting and motivating. You can share your struggles, brainstorm solutions, celebrate your successes, both big and small, and offer encouragement to each other. This sense of camaraderie can be a powerful antidote to self-doubt. Accountability and consistency. If you have a scheduled call, a weekly meetup, or a shared goal with a partner or group, you're far more likely to stick to your practice routine. External accountability can be a powerful driver when your internal motivation dips, transforming "I should practice" into "I promise to meet Ryan for English practice." Authentic practice opportunities. This is absolutely crucial for applying what you learn. A partner or group provides a safe, real-world environment to practice speaking and listening spontaneously. You can engage in genuine conversations, ask questions, express your opinions, and receive immediate, natural feedback. This bridge between theory and practice is vital. Exposure to different perspectives and accents. When you interact with various learners or native speakers, you'll encounter different ways of speaking English, a wider range of vocabulary, and diverse opinions, broadening your understanding beyond a single source or accent, preparing you for real-world interactions. Shared resources and tips. Community members often enthusiastically share useful apps, websites, books, or strategies that have worked for them. This creates a valuable collaborative learning environment. Fun and engagement. Learning with others can be significantly more enjoyable and engaging than solo study. Games, lively discussions, shared projects, or friendly competitions within a group can make the entire learning process exciting and less like a chore. Laughter and connection are powerful motivators. Overcoming shyness. A supportive group can help you gradually overcome shyness and the fear of speaking. Starting with a trusted partner can build confidence before moving to larger groups. Where to find your English learning tribe. Online language exchange. Platforms, apps, websites, and mobile apps like Tandem HelloTalk or Conversation Exchange connect you with native speakers who want to learn your native language, offering a reciprocal exchange. You can chat via text, voice messages, or even video calls. Local meetups and conversation clubs. Many cities around the world have free or low-cost English conversation groups or language exchange meetups. Search online platforms like meetup.com, Facebook groups, e.g., English speakers in your city, or local community centers for English conversation your city, or language exchange your city. Online forums and social media groups, join dedicated Facebook groups, subreddits like r/char English Learning, r/sasar Language Learning, or Discord servers focused on English learners. Participate actively by asking questions, sharing resources, offering help to others, and engaging in discussions. Formal online classes or tutoring. While these often involve a financial cost, they provide structured interaction and expert feedback from qualified teachers. Many online tutoring platforms also have community features or pair you with other students. Informal exchanges in your daily life. If you know English speakers in your daily life, colleagues, friends of friends, neighbors, even some customer service roles, propose a casual weekly coffee chat where you commit to speaking English. It's about creating opportunities wherever you can. Gaming communities. If you play online multiplayer games, many have English-speaking communities. Set the game language to English. This can be a fun and authentic way to practice if you enjoy gaming, as you're immersed in contextualized language. Tips for effective partnerships, talks, or groups. Set clear expectations. Before starting, discuss your goals, preferred topics, how long you want sessions to last, and how you want to handle corrections, e.g., please correct my major grammar mistakes, but not every single word. Be prepared. To avoid awkward silences or unproductive sessions, come prepared with topics, questions, or specific activities you want to work on. Ensure reciprocity. If it's a language exchange, ensure that equal time is spent speaking both languages. Fairness keeps both parties motivated. Be patient and supportive. Everyone learns at their own pace and makes mistakes. Create a non-judgmental, encouraging environment where both you and your partner feel comfortable experimenting and making errors. Consistency. Try to schedule regular times for your interactions. Regularity builds habit and accelerates progress. Actionable steps. Identify one connection opportunity. This week, choose one specific method to connect with other English learners or native speakers from the list above, e.g., download Tandem, search for a local meetup event, join a relevant Facebook group. Initiate contact. Take that first step. Even if it feels a little intimidating, send a message, attend a meeting, or introduce yourself to a potential partner. Schedule your first interaction. Aim to have at least one 15 to 30-minute conversation or actively participate in a group discussion by the end of next week. Remember, consistency starts with the first step. Reflect and refine. After your interaction, take a few minutes to reflect. How did it make you feel? What did you learn? Did it boost your motivation? What could you do differently next time? This feedback loop helps you find the best community fit for you. Part 3. Overcoming obstacles and sustaining momentum. The long game. Even with the clearest why, the most enjoyable activities, and a supportive community, there will inevitably be days, weeks, or even months when motivation wanes. Learning a language is, undeniably, a marathon, not a sprint, and plateaus are a natural, inevitable, and often misunderstood part of the process. You'll encounter moments where visible progress feels non-existent, where busy schedules consistently steal your precious study time, or where persistent self-doubt creeps in, whispering that you're not good enough. These moments are not signs of failure. They are simply normal, predictable parts of any long-term skill acquisition. The true measure of success isn't avoiding these obstacles, but learning how to anticipate them and developing robust strategies to navigate them. transforming potential setbacks into opportunities for renewed commitment and deeper understanding. This section is all about building the resilience required for the long game of language learning. Tip 6. Track your progress visually. It's incredibly difficult to stay motivated if you don't have tangible, visible proof of your progress. When you're in the thick of daily practice, struggling with a new grammar point, feeling frustrated by a complex listening passage, it's incredibly easy to lose sight of how far you've actually come. This is especially true during a plateau, when daily improvements are too small to perceive directly. That's why visibly tracking your efforts and achievements is so profoundly powerful. It provides concrete, undeniable evidence that your hard work is paying off, even when you can't feel it day to day. It's a powerful external motivator that reinforces your internal commitment. Why visual tracking is crucial for sustained motivation. Provides undeniable evidence of growth. It transforms abstract concepts like improving English into measurable, visible achievements. Instead of just, I studied, you see I studied for 30 days straight, or I learned 100 new words. Boosts dopamine and reinforces habit. Checking off a completed task, adding a sticker to a chart, or seeing a habit streak visually stimulates your brain's reward system. This release of dopamine creates a positive feedback loop, making your brain associate the effort of learning English with pleasure, thereby reinforcing the habit and making you more likely to continue. Highlights consistency. A visual record clearly shows you just how many times you've showed up and put in the work, even for small, seemingly insignificant sessions. This consistency builds self-efficacy and resilience, identifies patterns, and optimizes strategy. By tracking, you can observe what activities you actually stick with, when your motivation tends to dip, or which study methods yield the most visible results. This allows you to fine-tune your learning strategy. Combats the plateau illusion. During plateaus, it feels like nothing is changing. A tracker, however, shows you that effort is still being put in, even if the outcome isn't immediately obvious. This helps you push through. Detailed and diverse tracking methods. The simple habit tracker for consistency. How? Use a wall calendar, a printed habit tracker template, or a digital app like Habitica, Streaks, Loop Habit Tracker, Todoist. What to track? Mark off days you completed your English study session. Even 10 to 15 minutes counts. You can also track specific daily activities like listened to a podcast, spoke for 10 minutes, reviewed Anki flashcards. Visual impact. The growing chain of consecutive marks or filled squares is an incredibly powerful motivator. The goal is often, don't break the chain. The English Learning Journal for qualitative and quantitative growth. How? A dedicated physical notebook or a digital document, e.g., Google Doc, Notion, Evernote. What to track? Beyond just tasks. Jot down specific wins. Understood a complex news segment. Use the past perfect correctly in a conversation. Learned 5 new words from an English song. Had a 15-minute conversation about my job without major hesitation. Also, note down challenges you faced, recurring mistakes you want to focus on, or interesting insights you gained. You can also include word counts for writing exercises or time spent on specific tasks. Benefit. Provides rich, qualitative feedback and a narrative of your personal journey. It's a space for reflection and self-coaching. App analytics for automated data. How? Many popular language learning apps, Duolingo, Memrise, Anki, Lingodeer, etc., offer built-in progress tracking dashboards. What to track, words learned, lessons completed, review sessions. Strength of vocabulary, streaks, estimated proficiency levels. Benefit, automatic, quantitative data, often presented in engaging visual formats like graphs and charts. Less effort on your part for tracking. Before and after method. For tangible skill improvement, how? Periodically, e.g., every 3 months. Select an old English podcast episode that was once very difficult for you, or reread an old article you struggled with. Even more powerfully, record yourself speaking English at the beginning of your journey, e.g., introduce yourself, talk about your hobbies for 1 minute, and then re-record yourself saying the exact same thing 3 or 6 months later. What to track? Compare your current comprehension to your past understanding. Compare your current fluency, pronunciation, and vocabulary to your past recording. Benefit. This is incredibly impactful for seeing tangible skill improvement that basic task tracking or app stats alone can't provide. It truly shows how far your ear and voice have come. This is a powerful antidote to feeling stuck on a plateau. Skill-specific tracking for deep dives. Listening. Track average comprehension percentage on practice tests. Number of new words understood from specific content. Duration of listening sessions without subtitles. Speaking, track number of conversation sessions. Average speaking time per session. Specific sounds mastered. Successful use of new grammar points. Reading, track books, chart articles completed. Pages read per week. Number of new words acquired per reading session. Writing, track words written per week. Number of journal entries. Specific grammatical structures consistently applied. Actionable steps. Select your core. Tracking method. For the next month, commit to consistently using one primary tracking method, e.g., a simple daily habit tracker if consistency is your main goal, or a journal for qualitative insights. You can add a secondary method if you feel comfortable. Define specific metrics. Be very specific about what you will track. Instead of just study English, specify active listening 20 minutes. 10 new vocabulary words reviewed. 15 minutes speaking practice, or 1 journal entry. Optimize visibility. If it's a physical tracker, place it prominently where you'll see it daily, e.g., wall, fridge, desk. If digital, make sure the app or document is easily accessible and you receive reminders. Establish a review schedule. Take 5 to 10 minutes at the end of each week, e.g., Sunday evening, to review your tracker. Acknowledge your efforts and celebrate your consistency. This weekly review is critical for reinforcing motivation. Plan a before and after snapshot. Schedule a simple before recording of yourself speaking English next week. Then, set a reminder for 3 months from now to re-record the exact same thing and compare. This long-term visual proof of growth is a powerful motivator. Tip 7. Take strategic breaks. No guilt. The prevailing grind culture, the idea that more effort, more hours, more intensity always equals more results, often tells us to push through exhaustion, to ignore fatigue, and to constantly be productive. However, for long-term learning and skill acquisition, this approach is fundamentally counterproductive. Burnout is a real and significant threat to motivation and progress. Trying to push yourself relentlessly and endlessly, without adequate rest and recovery, will inevitably lead to mental fatigue, resentment towards the language, decreased cognitive function, and ultimately quitting altogether. It's not a matter of if, but when. It is absolutely crucial to understand that taking strategic breaks is not a sign of weakness, a lack of discipline, or a deviation from your goals. It's a smart, essential, and scientifically supported component of sustainable, effective language learning. It allows your brain to rest, consolidate information, which often happens during downtime and sleep. Refresh your enthusiasm and return to learning with renewed vigor. The dangers of constant grind in language learning: mental fatigue and cognitive overload. Your brain, like any muscle, gets tired. When overloaded, its ability to focus, absorb new information, and make connections diminishes drastically. Pushing through simply leads to inefficient learning. Reduced retention and memory consolidation. Learning isn't just about input, it's about processing and storing that information. Breaks and sleep are vital for memory consolidation. Without them, much of what you learn simply won't stick. Loss of enjoyment and resentment. When learning becomes an endless, guilt-ridden chore, you start to resent the activity. English transforms from a source of joy and opportunity into a source of stress and obligation. This is a fast track to demotivation. Physical exhaustion and stress. Prolonged mental exertion without breaks can lead to physical symptoms like headaches, fatigue, irritability, and even compromise your immune system. Complete burnout and quitting. The ultimate danger is a complete loss of motivation, leading to long, unplanned breaks or, worse, abandoning your English goals entirely. Types of strategic breaks for English learners. Micro breaks, 5 to 10 minutes. When, incorporate these every 30 to 45 minutes during a longer, intensive study session. How? Stand up, stretch, walk around, look away from your screen, especially at something green outside. Grab a glass of water, or do something completely unrelated for a few minutes. Avoid checking social media during these, as that can be mentally taxing. Benefit: prevents mental fatigue, improves focus for the subsequent session, and allows for short bursts of cognitive rest. Full English-free days, 1 to 2 days a week. When? Schedule 1 day a week, e.g., Saturday or Sunday, where you do no formal English study at all. How? Completely disengage from English. Enjoy your native language. Pursue hobbies unrelated to English. Spend time with family or friends, or simply relax. Benefit: allows for a complete mental reset. Significantly reduces pressure and prevents resentment from building up. You return to your studies feeling refreshed, re-energized, and often more eager. Passive-only periods, e.g., 3 to 7 days every 2 to 3 months. When? When you feel a plateau setting in, or your motivation feels significantly low, but you don't want to stop completely. How? For a few days to a week. Stop all active. Structured English study. No grammar drills, no active vocabulary memorization. Instead, switch to only passive, enjoyable English activities. This could be listening to English music, having a TV show on in the background, or watching casual YouTube videos on topics you genuinely enjoy, without the pressure of needing to understand every single word or take notes. Benefit: keeps your ears and brain exposed to the language without the pressure of active comprehension. Reminds you of the enjoyment of the language, reconnecting with tip 3, and allows your subconscious to continue processing. It's a soft landing that prevents you from stopping entirely and makes returning to active study much easier. Longer breaks, e.g., 1 to 2 weeks per year. When, after achieving a major milestone, e.g., completing a demanding course, passing an exam, or during intense, unavoidable periods of life, e.g., major work projects, family holidays. How? Step away completely from English learning. Focus entirely on other aspects of your life. Benefit: necessary for deep, prolonged rest and for preventing long-term, chronic burnout. These breaks can sometimes lead to unexpected breakthroughs as your brain continues to process subconsciously. Differentiating a break from quitting. This distinction is vital for your psychological well-being. A strategic break is planned, intentional, has a defined endpoint, and is taken with the explicit intention of returning refreshed. It's a pause, not a stop. Quitting, on the other hand, is usually an unmanaged cessation, often driven by frustration, lack of purpose, or overwhelming burnout. Frame your breaks as part of your intelligent, long-term learning strategy, rather than a failure of discipline. Actionable steps: audit your energy. Pay attention to your energy levels and mental state this week. When do you feel most fatigued or resistant to English study? Schedule regular breaks. Look at your weekly schedule. Intentionally block out at least one English-free day each week. Also, plan for micro breaks during any longer study sessions. Plan a passive period, if needed. If you've been pushing hard for several weeks or feel your motivation significantly dipping, plan a 3 to 5 day period where you will only engage in passive, enjoyable English activities. Let yourself off the hook for active study during this time. Define your return strategy. For any planned break, explicitly define when and how you will resume active study. This might be Monday morning, after completing my work project, or after my vacation. Having a clear re-entry point prevents breaks from becoming permanent stops. Practice guilt-free rest. When you're on a break, truly disconnect. Don't feel guilty. Remind yourself that this rest is essential for your long-term success. Tip 8. Immerse yourself, even if it's artificial immersion. It's widely accepted that the fastest, most organic way to learn any language is to live in a country where it's spoken. Why? Because of constant, unavoidable immersion. You're literally surrounded by the language from morning until night, forcing your brain to engage with it constantly, every single day. This constant exposure pushes you to make connections, infer meanings, and absorb patterns at an accelerated rate. But what if you don't have the luxury of moving abroad right now? The good news is that you absolutely can and should create a powerful English bubble or an environment of artificial immersion wherever you are. This consistent, pervasive exposure, even without conscious, active study, significantly boosts your progress, accelerates natural acquisition, and powerfully fuels your motivation. Why artificial immersion works so effectively: constant exposure and brain adaptation. Your brain is an incredibly adaptive organ. When constantly exposed to the sounds, rhythm, and flow of English, it begins to adapt. It becomes accustomed to the phonetics, intonation patterns, and common phrases, even when you're not actively focusing. This builds a foundation for quicker recognition later. Facilitates natural acquisition, comprehensible input. Artificial immersion creates opportunities for you to encounter comprehensible input, language that is slightly above your current level but understandable due to context, visuals, or prior knowledge. This is how first languages are acquired and is a cornerstone of effective second language learning. Reduces foreignness and increases comfort. The more English you encounter in your daily life, the less alien or intimidating it feels. It gradually transforms from a foreign subject to a natural, comfortable part of your personal world. Enhances motivation and integrates learning. When English is seamlessly woven into your routine, it feels less like a separate, demanding chore and more like a natural, enjoyable part of living. This integration enhances your overall motivation and sustainability. Fills dead time, commutes, chores, workouts, waiting in line. These often underutilized moments become prime opportunities for passive or semi-active immersion, maximizing your learning time without adding stress. Practical and creative artificial immersion strategies. Change your device language. This is one of the simplest and most effective strategies. Set your phone, computer, and tablet, and frequently used apps, social media, email client, navigation apps, to English. This forces you to interact with everyday commands, menus, and vocabulary in a high-frequency, low-stakes environment. It can be frustrating at first, but it's incredibly effective for daily exposure. Label objects in your environment. Put sticky notes with English names on common objects around your house, e.g., door, table, chair, light switch, fridge. This provides constant visual reinforcement of vocabulary in your immediate surroundings. English-only entertainment consumption. Music. Create playlists of English music from genres you genuinely love. Actively look up the lyrics and try to understand the song's meaning. Sing along. This is fantastic for rhythm, intonation, and natural phrasing. Podcasts. Listen to English podcasts, like the Best English Podcast, on topics you are passionate about during commutes, workouts, chores, or walks. This is excellent for exposure to natural conversation and varied accents. TV shows chalks movies. Watch shows and movies in English, starting with English subtitles, then without. Rewatch favorites you already know in your native language can be very effective, as the plot is already familiar. YouTube channels. Subscribe to English-speaking YouTube channels that align with your interests, whether it's cooking, gaming, DIY, beauty, tech reviews, or educational content. Video games. If you play online multiplayer games, many have English-speaking communities. Set the game language to English. This can be a fun and authentic way to practice if you enjoy gaming, as you're immersed in contextualized language. Follow English-speaking content creators and communities on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter X. Follow influencers, comedians, educators, or news outlets that speak English, especially those whose content aligns with your interests. Engage with their posts, read comments, and even try to participate in discussions. This exposes you to current, natural language and diverse perspectives. Think in English practice. Internal monologue. Consciously try to narrate your thoughts in English as you go about your day. Describe what you're doing, what you see, what you're planning, or what you're feeling. This is a silent, low-pressure way to practice speaking and thinking in English, activating your vocabulary and grammar. Talk to yourself. Aloud in English. Find private moments to practice speaking aloud to yourself. Describe mundane actions. Express opinions, or practice phrases you've heard. Don't worry about perfection. Just get the words out and build that muscle memory. English-only news and information consumption. Make English your primary source for daily news, weather updates, or information on specific hobbies or current events. Switch your default news apps or websites to English versions. Cook or learn a new skill in English. Find English recipes and cook while narrating the steps to yourself in English. Or, Follow an online tutorial for a new skill, e.g., knitting, coding, drawing, that is presented in English. This combines a practical task with language learning. Actionable steps: implement 3 to 5 new immersion methods. This week, look at the strategies above and choose 3 to 5 new ones that you can realistically integrate into your life starting this week. Don't try to do everything at once. Start small and build up. Make it consistent. Don't just try them once. Make them a consistent part of your daily or weekly routine. For instance, every morning commute, I will listen to an English podcast. Or every evening, I will watch 30 minutes of an English TV show. Reflect on your exposure. At the end of the week, take a few minutes to reflect. How much more English did you passively or actively encounter? Did it feel natural? What new words or phrases did you notice just from being surrounded by the language? How does it feel to have English woven into your daily life? This reflection reinforces the positive impact. Tip 9. Cultivate a growth mindset. This is perhaps the most profound psychological shift you can make for sustained motivation and long-term success in English learning, or indeed, in any endeavor. The concept of a growth mindset, popularized by the renowned Stanford psychologist Dr. Carol S. Dweck, is the fundamental belief that your abilities and intelligence, including your capacity for language learning, are not fixed traits. Instead, they can be developed, strengthened, and expanded through dedication, hard work, consistent effort, and learning from experience. It's the belief that your potential is not predetermined, it's cultivated. In the context of English learning, cultivating a growth mindset means believing that your English skills are not static. They can always improve, regardless of your starting point or past struggles. Mistakes are valuable learning opportunities, not indicators of failure. Effort is the path to mastery, not just something you do if you lack natural talent. Challenges are opportunities to grow, not reasons to give up. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. In language learning, a contrast. Let's illustrate the difference with typical self-talk and reactions. Fixed mindset, limiting beliefs. I'm just not good at languages. My brain isn't wired for it. My accent will never improve. It's too strong. I'm naturally bad at grammar. I can't understand these rules. When faced with difficulty, tends to give up quickly, feels frustrated, avoids challenging tasks, or sees effort as a sign of low ability. If I were smart, I wouldn't have to work this hard. They believe their current ability is their unchangeable limit. Growth mindset, empowering beliefs. Learning languages is a skill, and I can develop it with practice. My accent is getting clearer every day with consistent effort. Grammar is complex, but I can understand it step by practicing and asking questions. When faced with difficulty, embraces challenges, learns from mistakes, sees setbacks as valuable feedback, perseveres in the face of obstacles, and views effort as the direct path to mastery and improvement. They believe their potential is continually unfolding. How a growth mindset powerfully fuels motivation, resilience in the face of plateaus. As we discussed, plateaus are inevitable. A fixed mindset learner might interpret a plateau as proof they can't learn, leading to demotivation. A growth mindset learner, however, understands that plateaus are a normal part of the learning curve and an opportunity to try new strategies or put in more effort. They see it as a temporary hurdle, not a permanent wall. Embracing mistakes as teachers. Instead of feeling ashamed or defeated by errors, a growth mindset learner actively seeks them out. Mistakes become valuable learning opportunities rather than sources of shame. They see them as indicators of where their understanding needs refining. Valuing effort and process. Over talent, a growth mindset emphasizes that consistent effort, strategic practice, and perseverance are the primary drivers of success, not just innate talent. This empowers you because effort is something you control. It shifts the focus from, "Am I smart enough?" to, "Am I working hard enough and smartly enough?" Learning from others, not comparing. Instead of feeling intimidated or discouraged by the fluency of other learners or native speakers, a growth mindset allows you to see them as inspirations, mentors, and examples of what's possible with dedication. You can learn from their strategies and successes. Building a love of learning. When you believe in your capacity to grow, the learning process itself becomes inherently more rewarding. Challenges become exciting puzzles to solve, and every small improvement is a victory. This fosters a deep, intrinsic love of learning that sustains you far beyond external rewards. Strategies to actively cultivate a growth mindset for English. Become aware of your self-talk. Your inner dialogue profoundly shapes your mindset. Listen carefully to the voice in your head when you make a mistake or face a challenge in English. Does it say, "You're so stupid," or "This is impossible"? Or does it say, "Okay, that's something to learn from," or "I can figure this out"? This awareness is the first step. Actively reframe challenges. When something feels difficult, consciously pause and rephrase your thoughts. Instead of thinking or saying, "I can't say this right," try, "I'm practicing how to say this better, and I will get there with consistent effort." Or, ... This grammar point is tricky right now, but I'll break it down and understand it. Focus on effort and strategy, not just outcome. Celebrate the fact that you showed up, that you put in the effort, and that you tried a new strategy, even if the immediate outcome wasn't perfect. Shift your praise from, "You're so smart for getting that right," to, "I'm proud of how much effort you put into understanding that," or "Your strategy for learning vocabulary is really paying off." Seek out learning opportunities, not just performance. Approach every English interaction or study session with the primary goal of learning something new, rather than just performing perfectly. This reduces pressure and opens you up to more growth. Learn from role models and success stories. Read or listen to inspiring success stories of other English learners who overcame significant struggles, like some of the inspiration from our initial research. See how they persevered and what mindset shifts helped them. This reinforces the idea that hard work, not just innate talent, leads to mastery. Use yet, a simple but powerful linguistic trick. If you say, "I can't understand native speakers," add yet to the end. "I can't understand native speakers yet." This small word opens the door to future possibility and growth. Actionable steps. Identify your fixed mindset. Trigger, for the next few days, pay close attention to your thoughts and feelings during your English learning. Identify one specific situation or type of mistake that consistently triggers negative, fixed mindset self-talk. Practice conscious reframing. The next time that trigger situation arises, consciously pause. Acknowledge the negative thought, then immediately and intentionally reframe it using growth mindset language. Write down both the fixed and growth mindset versions of the thought, e.g., fixed, "I'll never get this pronunciation right." growth. This pronunciation is challenging, but I'll practice diligently and improve over time. Start an effort equals growth journal. For the next 2 weeks, each day, write down one specific instance where you put in effort with your English, even if the result wasn't immediately perfect. Acknowledge the effort you exerted and how that effort contributes to your long-term growth, not just the immediate outcome. Adopt the yet challenge. For the next week, whenever you catch yourself saying, even internally, I can't. In English, immediately add yet to the end of the sentence. Notice the subtle but powerful shift in your perspective. Conclusion and grand action challenge. And there you have it, my dear listeners. A truly comprehensive and empowering journey through the heart of English learning motivation and inspiration. We've systematically explored foundational concepts, like defining your deepest, most personal why, and then delved into practical strategies, such as breaking down intimidating goals into celebratable steps, finding genuine joy in your daily English practice across all skills, bravely embracing mistakes as powerful teachers, connecting with a supportive community to amplify your journey, consistently tracking your undeniable progress to combat invisible plateaus, wisely taking strategic, guilt-free breaks to prevent burnout, creatively cultivating an English-rich immersion environment wherever you are, and finally, embodying the unstoppable power of a growth mindset to unlock your full potential. Remember, motivation isn't a fixed, unchanging state. It's a dynamic, fluctuating process, much like the tides. There will undoubtedly be high moments of exhilarating progress, where everything clicks and your confidence soars. And equally naturally, there will be low moments of frustration, perceived stagnation, and self-doubt. The crucial insight here is not to desperately try to eliminate these natural dips, but rather to possess the robust tools and proactive strategies to intelligently reignite that flame when it flickers and to consistently nurture it day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. Your deeply personal, emotionally resonant why, combined with consistent, enjoyable small actions, and an unwavering belief in your own innate capacity for growth, is the unstoppable, enduring fuel for your entire English journey. You are capable of far more than you currently imagine. Every single step you take, every new word you learn, every sentence you construct, every mistake you bravely make and brilliantly learn from, is a vital building block, contributing steadily towards the fluent, confident English speaker you so deeply aspire to be. Believe in yourself, celebrate your efforts, honor your progress, and keep that ignited learner spirit burning brightly within you. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it is extraordinary. Thank you so much for dedicating your time to joining me today on the Best English Podcast. Your commitment to improving your English is truly inspiring, and I'm so profoundly grateful to be on this transformative journey with you. Now, for my grand action challenge for boosting your motivation. This isn't just about listening, it's about doing. For the next month, I want you to pick 3 to 5 of the actionable strategies we discussed today and truly commit to implementing them consistently in your daily or weekly English routine. Here are some ideas to choose from. Revisit your why and make it vividly visible in at least 2 different places you'll see it daily. Choose one new enjoyable English activity for each of the 4 core skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing, and integrate it into your weekly routine. Focus on the joy, Start a growth and effort tracker, either a habit tracker or a simple journal, and consistently log your efforts and small wins, celebrating each checkmark. Intentionally seek out a mistake opportunity each day and practice reframing it as valuable data. Initiate contact with one new language partner or community and schedule your first interaction this week. Schedule at least one English-free day each week, allowing yourself guilt-free rest and mental recharge. Implement one new artificial immersion strategy, like changing a device language or choosing English-only entertainment. Consciously practice growth mindset self-talk whenever you face a challenge. You'll be genuinely amazed at how much your motivation, enjoyment, and actual progress can soar with these focused, consistent efforts. Your English learning journey is unique and powerful, and you are ready to make it truly exceptional. The power is within you. If you found this comprehensive guide genuinely helpful, inspiring, and actionable, please remember to subscribe to the Best English Podcast so you don't miss any of our future valuable lessons and daily episodes. And if you have a moment, a quick rating or review on your podcast platform or YouTube channel really helps us tremendously to reach and support more amazing learners. Like you, your feedback fuels our mission. Keep that fire lit. Keep learning, keep growing. And I'll talk to you all again very soon, right here on the Best English Podcast. Take care.